In this lesson, we are going to talk about problem solving and computing, and specifically what is a computer. So by the time you get to this lesson, you see it says lesson 4, but this is actually going to end up being in your Unit 2 folder because it's a little bit different. So we're kind of jumping around on code.org, and that's okay. We'll either jump around on code.org or we will jump around in Schoology. So we'll just have to kind of see how it goes. So for your warm-up, I want you to complete this in your journal, and if you make a copy of the journal that I have linked in this folder, you will see, well, first off, at the very top, you'll see where it says lesson 4. This is on the first slide. You can click that and it will take you to this slide for the lesson that we're on. Okay, and then this is where you're going to write the stuff for your journal. Okay, so I want you to look at this picture. All right, this picture shows one of the world's first computers and 2 of the world's first computer programmers. Okay, what are 3 ways this computer is different from computers that we use today? What are 2 ways that it is the same? And what is one thing you think is true of all computers? So pause the video here so that way you can really take a moment to think about that, because if we were sitting in class, I'd probably give you about 5 minutes to see what you could come up with within that amount of time. So pause the video here, and then when you're done answering this in your journal, okay, come on back and we will talk about it. So computers come in all different forms, and they have changed a lot over the years. So as you can see, this computer is huge. It is huge. All right. One thing that is different between that computer and modern computers, this iPad, it's a computer. It's small. It is small. All right, so you have really big computers is how they started out, and now you have a lot smaller computers. 2 ways, or I'll just give one way that it's the same. It has to be programmed. Computers have to be programmed, okay? And one thing that you think is true of all computers, that would kind of also apply. They all have to be programmed. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to think about what makes a computer a computer. So our question for the day is, what is a computer? All right, so I want you to be thinking about that all day. Grab a partner or somebody who can work with you in order to complete this, and you are going to have to download the activity guide. It is actually, no, you won't download it. What you'll do is go to Schoology. This is the one that you're going to choose. What is a computer warm-up? Okay, when you click this, all right, it is going to take you to, it's going to ask you to make a copy. Okay, so make a copy. And then it's going to be in Google Slides, and you're going to sort these items, these objects, into the computer or not a computer box. And whenever you get done, you're going to take a screenshot of this and you are going to upload it to this assignment post, okay? So go ahead and pause the video. Go to Schoology so you can get this assignment. You're not graded on, like, if you get it right or wrong. okay? So don't worry about getting anything wrong, but do put in some effort with it, okay? Like, if I were to say that these headphones are a computer, I need to be able to support that, okay? So pause the video here so you can do this activity and submit a screenshot once you're done and send it to Schoology. Okay, so you have completed that activity. Now, what we're going to do is, let's look at this real quick. Okay, this is if we were in the class. Okay, so let's watch this video real quick to see what a computer is. What made computers different from machines that came before them. If for some reason this doesn't play correctly, I'll also have the link in the assignment post or somewhere in the Unit 2 folder, okay?
Hi, I'm Nat. I was one of the original designers of the Xbox. I've been working with computers since I was maybe 7 years old, and now I work on virtual reality.
Computers are everywhere. They're in people's pockets, they're in people's cars, people have them on their wrists, they might be in your backpack right now. But what makes a computer a computer?
What does make a computer anyway?
And how does it even work?
As humans, we've always built tools to help us solve problems. Tools like a wheelbarrow, a hammer, or a printing press, or a tractor trailer. All of these inventions helped us with manual work. Over time, people began to wonder if a machine could be designed and built to help us with the thinking work we do, like solving equations or tracking the stars in the sky. Rather than moving or manipulating physical things like dirt and stone, these machines would need to be designed to manipulate information. The earliest computers were made out of wood and metal with mechanical levers and gears. By the 20th century, though, computers started using electrical components. These early computers were really large and really slow. A computer the size of a room might take hours just to do a basic math problem.
These machines are things of gleaming, vari-colored metal and numerous flashing lights.
Computers started out as basic calculators, which was already really awesome at the time, and they were only manipulating numbers back then. But now we can use them to talk to each other, we can use them to play games, control robots, and do any crazy thing that you could probably imagine. The computers we use today look really different from the earliest thinking machines. And who knows what the computers of tomorrow will be like. My hope is that you get to help decide what you want the computers of tomorrow to look like.
All right, so the main thing that you should pick up from that is that a computer is a machine that works with information. So what I want you to do in your journal, okay, is I want you to scroll to the very bottom, all right? Scroll all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Okay. Blue, 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 blue. Okay, once you're at the very bottom, that's Lesson 8 wrap up. I want you to say, and this is in a browser, okay? So, and I might be, you might not actually have to do this if I do it. So, we'll just see. File. No, wrong button. Okay. Running off the screen. Okay. We're going to say new slide. And we're going to say that one. All right. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the title of key vocabulary. Okay. And as we go through these terms, okay, I want you to add these terms to your key vocabulary slide, okay, in this journal. Now, see, I went and copy and pasted, and now I'm not liking it, so I wonder. Okay. It's not a whole lot better, but it is what it is. And so as you go throughout these lessons, whenever we get key vocabulary, just add it in here so that way you can reference it later if you need to. Now we're going to go back to lesson 4. So if you scroll all the way to the top, you'll see lesson 4 is an option. Okay. So, what is a computer? I want you to think about the assignment that you did on Google Slides, this one right here. Okay. We are going to pull this back up. Yes, you already submitted something, and that's fine. Totally fine. We're going to do another one, okay? And I want you to think about what types of problem the device is used to solve. Does the device use information to solve problems? Where does it get the information, and how does it use the information to solve problems? So we're trying to think, is it a computer or is it not a computer? All right, so pause the video here so that you can go back and redo this. Take a screenshot when you're done. And then complete this also. What characteristics make a computer? What does a non-computer have characteristic-wise? Type your answers in here. This is the second slide. Okay, in this, what is a computer? So go ahead and pause the video here so you can complete that. And we are going to submit these 2 screenshots to an assignment in the Unit 2 folder. So once you have completed that new part, you haven't submitted it yet, that's okay. What is a computer? Did you change your mind about whether something was a computer? What about the definition convinced you? So I want you to think about these things, okay? And I want you to leave a comment or something. Whenever you go to submit these screenshots for the second time, you can add a paragraph about like 2 to 3 sentences about answering these questions. So whenever you go to submit it to Schoology, and let me see if I can show you real quick how that would work. It's funny because in the video it talks about how those early computers were really slow, but turns out some of the latest computers can also be slow. Obviously not as slow as some of those earlier computers, but just slow enough to make it hurt a little. Especially whenever you got stuff working, but your computer's not really meant to equipped to handle it. So that's kind of my situation right now, but it is what it is. Okay, so if you go to Schoology, and I'm going to use this first assignment post right here as an example, okay? So if I want to submit this, I may or may not be able to. If you have any of these problems that I'm having, please reach out via email or come by my classroom so that we can problem solve how to address them. Thank you. All right, so you can see there's no submissions right now. So what you can do whenever you say new submission, you can select the file and then you can also type in the box for the new submission. Okay, so answer these questions in that box when you go to make the submission. All right, and then in your journal, okay, this is our wrap up for this lesson. Think of a problem that a computer can help you solve. What is the information problem? What information does the computer need to solve the problem? What type of thinking work does the computer need to do to solve the problem? Okay, think about those, answer them in your journal. Don't forget to add the key vocabulary to your journal. And see if you can answer our question of the day, which is, what is a computer?